Welcome to GameBreakers. My name is Allison, and we're continuing our pirating adventures in our Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition game, where we sail the seas of the Shackles. I'm playing with David, Thomas, and Cedric, and they have all recently been press-ganged to the service of Captain William North, the charismatic half-elf druid, with the aid of his first mate, Mr. Plugg, a ruthless human that joined you in the fray as you battled the crew of the Ariadne's Folly last session. And you were victorious and took the ship, and the party is still going. How do you celebrate? Do you join in the drinking?
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. And very much play up my participation in the fight. Telling everybody stories about how I totally was up there with Mr. Plugg fighting the Minotaurs and playing down the fact that I missed almost every time.
Nice. Do you want to make a roll to tell a good story?
Yeah. Do we want that to be performance?
Yeah.
Cool. I can do a performance. I'm all right at that.
It's relatively true.
Let's see if my new macros work. Hey, it worked. Got a 28.
Nice. Yeah, you have a very captive audience for your storytelling, and they're cheering you on as they recall the day with you.
Heck yeah.
Anyone else?
I remain a giant toad for as long as I'm able. and actually keep posted up top for a while, because there's every chance there's really big things down in that water, and there is every chance that a fight like this can draw some apex predator action, and I would like to know that as far ahead of time as possible. Plus, if I get sight of one later, I can turn into it. So
are you kind of standing aside from all of the revelry, or are you kind of amidst that as a toad?
I will totally toad party. Like I will absolutely like open wide and just let people pour in rum. Absolutely. If anybody wants to get swallowed, sure.
Just a barrel.
Right.
Right, there's lots of rum flowing this evening, both from your coffers and from the ship you just stole. So some slightly different tasting rum. On that
I will also offer my giant toad services, like somehow gesture and make motions to it that like the prisoners, if we want to. Before they decide whether they want to join or die, if they want to dip in the swallow hole. Wow. Join or die. Join.
Yeah, let me take you there on roll 20. But the crew of the other ship, Ariadne's Folly, that you took, let me drag y'all back here. Huzzah! Love it when the maps work. All right, so they're all tied up, and they're on their ship, guarded by several folks from several pirates from the Wormwood, your ship, who are also drinking and taunting some of the pirates who were tied up because they're drinking. But that's what's going on in the other ship since you mentioned.
Cool. It's an easy hop for me, one to the other. So you know, whatever. And basically as long as possible, I'll keep an eye out because there's blood in the water.
And if you stay as a toad, you know, as the night goes and there's more drinking, you get a couple fellows who challenge you. And try to fight you.
I eat them. Imagine there's some sticky tongue action.
You want to make a roll for that? We'll just do one.
not.
13 total.
13 total to hit. Well, that's actually enough, and you, yeah, you grapple him.
I imagine it looks like kind of a giant horned version of Hypnotoad, just like those proportions.
Right?
That's what I'm picturing.
And that only lasts 8 hours, so eventually I'm done being Battletoad.
All right, and how about you, Gideon?
Once I figure out no one is bothered by what they saw me do in the fight, I do a sufficient amount of carousing.
What was that?
I do a sufficient amount of carousing. I do my best to try to fit in and not, you know. I'm trying not to be a wallflower, but I also don't want to be the center of attention.
Right, drinking with a half a cup full of rum, listening, chatting, yeah,
or at least holding one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, laughing with the crowd, laughing when everyone laughs.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'll spend my last 3 spells for the day on 30 good berries to
Jesus.
one for everybody.
And what are good berries?
Good hang over here.
They
I
heal for 1 HP and they count for a meal, I believe.
24 hours worth of sustenance.
Nice.
Eat this, you'll feel better.
Good person to have on a ship.
Absolutely.
Druids are so useful.
Keep yourself from getting scurvy.
And can I have everybody make me a perception check?
Heck yeah. $19.
17.
16.
So all of you notice on the upper deck, as most of this partying is happening on the lower deck and in the main hold. But on the upper deck, you notice a conversation happening between Captain North and Mr. Plugg and Scourge. Mr. Plugg and Scourge, who look fairly singed, are having angry words, clearly, with Captain North. You're not close enough to hear what they're saying, even though they have to shout. But that's why they make sure to stand on the far away from the crowd when they talk to the captain. As you might recall, he is hard of hearing. But that is what you notice with your all of your excellent perception checks.
I definitely try to eavesdrop the best I can without being seen.
Okay, you want to make a stealth check?
I could definitely attempt it. That's a 10.
A 10. Well, let me roll for them.
I have Pickle turn invisible and sneak up close, and I listen to his ears.
I already have a contingency plan.
Oh. So they're really having a heated conversation, and don't notice Key sneaking up, and you kind of get there in the middle of Mr. Plugg saying, and we've told you 1,000 times when you're doing that damn lightning spell, don't target us. His Scourge is cursing at Captain North, and Captain North is clearly listening, but he doesn't seem, I don't know. You don't immediately read anything on his face. And
I'm kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. Then I go back below deck.
Allison, did you hear me?
I didn't. I'm sorry. You about Pickle, right?
I have Pickle turn invisible and move up close as an invisible rat, and I see through his senses.
And you would have heard that exchange too. Captain North kind of mumbles an apologies, like, well, heat of battle of glory. You're fine. You're fine. We'll work it out. And he walks away.
Do they say anything to each other?
They glower at each other and go get some rum.
Okay.
And as go ahead.
Barring any unforeseen events, when the party winds down, I want to go find Thomas and talk to him.
Korrim.
Okay.
Who's Thomas?
I cannot remember your character name for the life of me.
Bolthorns will do.
What's your character name though?
Korrim. Bolthorns.
Korrim?
Korrim, yeah.
Korrim, okay.
K-O-R-I-M.
I will try to remember that.
If it helps, on Roll20, if you go to the journal part, I think I'm on there.
Yeah, Korrim is in the... Currently, the only PC that is not in the characters tab is Gideon.
Thanks, Roll20.
Well,
okay, then.
I just bugged Allison about making me a character sheet today, so...
Gotcha. Yeah, but so if once the party's wound down, if not, barring some sort of plot event, I want to go find Korrim and talk to him.
You will probably find him schmoozing up to the captain's backup dancers, whatever that was about, like trying to find out WTF, like, what are you, just groupies? Like, you work the sales, or how do I get that job?
I wouldn't interrupt that. I'm waiting till you're not busy.
Those individuals are generally very close to the captain, almost like bodyguards in some sense.
I'm cool with that. Like, I'll still chat them up. Hey, Cap. Hey, you there? I have 8 charisma. I mean, like, I'm socially aware, but don't really.
Well, they'll definitely drink with you. This is a time for celebration.
It's very specifically like, how do I get your job? Just like dancing on deck, dude. I haven't seen you wield a mop yet. What? How do I get your gig?
Well, we did more than just dancing. And he shows you some battle scars. We were taking the arrows for the captain. We were taking shots for the captain. We'd given our lives for the captain. He looks very serious.
Okay. I get it. Still, though, like, is there an application?
What's an application?
Okay.
And he takes another drink.
Well, I'll figure something out. And then probably about the time he gets stumped in the conversation because he's just inept. That's probably when,
right before that conversation between you two happens, a couple other notable things happen. Sandara, the cleric, who Mr. Plugg had sort of taken as his personal cleric in the fight, she had been in these kind of cleric-y robes, and now she's more in swashbuckling attire, and she stole the nicest tricone hat she could find from the ship you just took. And so she's friendly with you, and Rosie, the halfling, who you might recall did very poorly in the
I tried to help her.
Yeah, Korrim, she comes up to you and says, "Hey, I didn't do too well in the fight tonight, and I don't know, I just felt I must have been off my game. out in the ship. But anyway, I wanted to give you this, and I wanted you to know that I consider us friends. And then it's and you see what she gives you. It's horn polish. I stole it from the other captain, of the ship.
That is really thoughtful. As salt gets all up in there. Hey, tell you what, I got an idea how you can redeem yourself. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to challenge that guy to a getting shot by arrows contest. You can show off what you can actually do.
She drinks to that.
What?
Here's to not having to swap decks.
What is the goal of a getting shot by arrows contest? Getting hit by the most or the fewest?
I think taking the most arrows before giving up, dying.
Oh man!
Well, if the goal is to block the most from a target, maybe that. I don't know.
And you can be magically healed. What really are the stakes? Just get shot for fun.
Right.
No.
I just put my healing spirit on my side and not his. So I could take my big form, like giant toad, arrow goalie. And I live for the morning.
All right, and as the party starts to wind down, the captain comes out of his quarters where he's been drinking with the officers and his office, and now for the best part of plundering, distributing the loot. And he had indicates to Scourge and one of his backup barbarians to distribute the loot. And I attached, you should see in the handouts, there's a note there. There's 100 gold pieces for each of you, plus 50 each for good fighting.
Heck yeah.
And then to split amongst yourself, the three of you, 7 jade gemstones, 3 potions of healing, and adamantine armor scale mail.
Amongst just the 3 of us?
Yeah.
I would like, a potion, and I don't care about the rest of it.
Yeah, I don't think that any of us really have a use for the scale mail, so I think that Key will probably take it and try and hawk it to one of the other crew members.
Or the quartermaster.
Yeah.
That just sounds like an anchor to me.
Yeah, I fly. It's not a great thing for me.
You don't want metal armor for your
I'm
bird?
pretty sure I would just never move.
I am forbidden from using metal armor. It's not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
It's against your religion.
Yeah, I'll take a potion of healing and a couple of gemstones, and well, I guess how about I take the armor and a potion of healing, and then y'all can split the gemstones, since I'm sure that the armor is worth a fair amount in itself.
Yeah, if we're just gonna hawk the armor, why don't we sell it and split it 3 ways?
Oh, fair enough.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah,
I'll take my share of the gems, but I'm not gonna fight for more.
Okay, a potion each, and 2.5 gems apiece. Yep.
I'll take 3, and then y'all can take 2.
That's fine.
Cool.
That's so nice.
You from the ocean.
I know. I'll take 1 for the team.
Literally.
Take 1 for the me. Take 1 from the team.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Pocket.
I'm gonna use any of that that it's gonna take at the quartermaster to get my tooth back. I need my pearl of power.
You were given all of your equipment back before the last fight.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought the tooth was quartermaster. Well, then I had 1 extra spell slot. Could have called lightning.
Yeah, because there wasn't enough of that going on.
At least someone would have.
All right. When I notice Gideon like sidling up, I'll turn away from the circle. Like, hey, good fight.
Yes. Can I talk to you?
Yep, you're doing it now.
Anyway, I've never seen anyone use magic as freely as you do.
What stops them?
In my case, getting burned at the stake.
Yeah, don't do
And
that.
as a reminder, I still have horrible burns kind of everywhere.
Right. I wondered.
Are people just more accepting of magic users out here? Or because I saw you do things and I saw the captain bring down lightning.
Man, you're a pirate now. People don't give a fuck what you do. You get to be whatever you want. And if they don't like it, fuck them. One of you's walking the plank.
My concern is the other pirates being bothered by it and turning on me. People tend to be unnerved by me.
Well, I mean, you're weird. You've clearly been set on fire, but look at old Tom over there. Like, most of his face is just an excuse for a face. I mean, the ones of us that aren't ugly are rude, and the ones that aren't rude are weird, and the ones that aren't weird are probably really, really dangerous. We're pirates.
There's another issue.
Oh, yeah?
When I really use my magic, people tend to get hurt. I tried to help one of our allies and ended up knocking her off the boat. And that's the least of what has happened to the innocent bystanders when I try to do things.
Okay. Well, how about this? I will make it a point to keep a spell magic handy in case whatever it is you do goes sideways. And you can just do whatever you want.
Okay. And they're not going to freak out at me?
About half the crew just got hit by lightning by the boss. I mean, you know.
Yeah, they I don't know if you noticed, but they were not happy about it. They were his higher ups were consulting him about that.
They'll be grumpy for a couple days, but nobody's going to mutiny over it. We all got shields.
Or if we're getting hit by lightning while riding dry wood.
Yep, because we're all stuck on a boat together, so we forgive a lot of things. And if we can't forgive, we fight it out. If we can't fight it out, I have never run into an occasion when you couldn't just fight it out because we're stuck on a boat together. I mean,
can they be reasoned with?
And Wings over there and stuck, and I can just swim out whenever I want. But you know, philosophically stuck.
Can they be reasoned with generally?
Yeah, they're not animals.
Okay.
They're not always what you might call reasonable, but
I'm not good at fighting. You look at him, he's probably the skinniest humanoid you've ever seen.
There's a lot more to fighting than the ability to take a hit, but, you know, stay mobile. You're fine. You're doing great, kid. Keep it up. That's how you knock the Minotaur off the ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do good work.
Thank you.
I don't know. I'm not sure how much Korrim might know about warlocks, and I don't think I'm proficient in Arcana. Let me check.
He's also not just a warlock. He's weird.
Yeah.
Like, even if you've seen a warlock, there's something else going on with him.
Well, I rolled a 12 to know based on like what you're doing, what that is, what I've seen.
It's arcane. I mean, DM ruling, but I would think, just arcane.
Yeah, not much
Yeah.
more than that.
Yeah.
I didn't see a spell book, so there, I don't know.
You might have noticed components if you were paying attention, but
Everybody uses components.
Right.
Oh, okay.
You'll be
Thank you.
fine.
Thank you for the advice. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a good night.
You too.
And he
Have a good
just
bear.
awkwardly breaks conversation and walks away.
Right. Oh, that was a good barrier to drink on the way out.
Maybe probably leaves a second after he should have.
Bye.
So eventually the party dies down and people go below to the lower hold for sleep. Is there anything y'all wanted to do before going to bed?
Did I get to keep my hat?
Yeah, you were not. Your equipment was not taken again.
I mean, I guess I might discreetly try and find somebody who wants to buy a set of adamantine armor. I guess it doesn't need to be that discreet. I don't necessarily want the guy, the quartermaster who just gave us this thing as a reward, to see us turning around and being like, "Hey, anybody want this?" But
so, as you've seen, people gambling down below, no one seems to have much more than a handful of gold. I mean, they all just did get booty though, so
right.
They do have more gold now, as I think of it. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's way more than 100 gold.
Maybe I'll try and wager the armor for more money. Thomas's grimace says everything.
Well, that's possible if you wanna gamble. I have rules for that.
Oh,
What?
I'm sure that my party members would love me. Yeah, let's go for it, because Key doesn't think about other people first.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna just go down and then be like, all right, just fucking, I don't know. I guess he's gonna narratively, he would have probably gotten to the point where he's all like, yeah, just getting it, he's in too deep. He is wagering the set of armor that he and his friends had just, or that they and their friends had just
Acquired.
All right. So there's
agreed to sell and split the proceeds for.
There's three kinds of gambling. There's you betting on arm wrestling. There's a hog lob, where you essentially throw it's a lead lingot in a pigskin, and they throw it as far as they can. And heave, where it's just a drinking game.
So betting on arm wrestling, that's not betting on your own arm wrestling, or is it? Is that what you're saying? Because none of this sounds like gambling. All of this sounds like a test of skill.
That's true.
Which
you
I
can't
am distinctly worse at.
So you can participate in arm wrestling, but you can also just bet on it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Go lefty.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and bet on a dude in arm wrestling, because I'm sure as hell not gonna win any games. Maybe I think I'll go to Korrim and I'll be like, hey Korrim, I think that we could get more for this adamantine armor than if we sold it. If somebody wins an arm wrestling game and we wager it.
Well, who'd you have in mind?
Well, you seem like a big, strong guy. and you also, yeah, you're a big strong guy, and I am not, and the weird creepy pale guy certainly isn't, and I don't know anybody else on this boat. So
He means me.
I don't know what you're talking about, Gilbert.
So am I involved in this conversation?
I assume that if you say I think he means me, I think that he absolutely calls you the wrong name. Okay.
I'm not sure about this whole gambling the armor thing.
No?
We could just cut that up into coins and make more than most of them are going to bet.
You think?
Yeah, adamantium's worth a crap load, man.
Yeah. It's what they fair. Make money out of.
Right? Some places.
Yeah. I guess that's
based on being a coin.
I guess that's fair. Also, arm wrestling is not the best thing to gamble on.
Yeah. I mean, like looking around the room, is there anybody that I think could take me?
Well, there are 2 other Minotaurs now. Well, no, they're not on the crew yet. They're still tied up on the other boat. No one immediately stands out as someone who could who would be a nice challenge for a Minotaur.
Wouldn't we need someone?
I just don't think anybody would take that bet.
Yeah, that's also fair. Unless there's some like crazy witchcraft person that's gonna like magically win.
Gideon just looks at his shoes.
I think a quartermaster's our best bet.
Yeah, that's
or just wait till we get to port. I mean, gonna hit land eventually. Stock it away. Quartermaster's office. Certainly not putting that thing on.
Yeah, fair enough. That's just that is the much less exciting way to make money.
Davy Jones, right on
there. In that you would make money.
Right. If you want to win money watching me beat somebody arm wrestle, might as well just throw out gold.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Which I will do. Like, challenger, who's up? He wants to bet on me arm wrestling.
So they're all some brave soul does step up.
Oh, you poor bastard.
And so
yeah, I like to think I could just egg people on and just like get people to like throw down money. Like, yeah, I could beat him just because I've like antagonized them enough.
So the arm wrestling, it takes place on top of a barrel covered in broken glass, and you you're making opposed strength checks, and whoever loses ends up with their arm in the glass.
Good. We got stakes.
Like, do they start in the glass, or like there's pedestals and then you get thrown into the glass?
So I mean, it's there. The elbow is in the you start in the glass. But, it's not as intense.
Life is hard enough. Why would you do that to yourself?
And I rolled an 18.
Rolled an 18. Just
plus,
raw.
Plus stuff, right?
And with my athletics, that's 25, I believe.
Oh, this is just a strength check.
Just strength? 22.
Oh, man. GM rolls poorly tonight. It's a 2, natural 2 there. Yeah.
I'll even hold 1 inch over and be like, "You ready? This is gonna hurt. You ready?" Bam.
Oh, what a jerk.
That's the worst.
I didn't want to be a dick about it. I'm like, just take a deep breath.
Brace yourself.
That's so much more being a dick.
Yeah, it totally is.
Don't yelp because it'll make you look worse. Just like
I can't fake it. I'm not
Right.
capable of selling a deception.
What's your strength modifier?
+4?
All right, so because that adds to the damage, so he takes 5 damage.
Wow. Fuck. 5 damage arm wrestling.
Have a good
He's
day.
actually bleeding pretty seriously. He shakes your other hand.
Here, have a
It's
good
good
day.
match, and then he goes and hobbles over to the cleric before he bleeds out.
Jeez.
Right. Sorry, I'm out of cures. I do it myself. I boom all in the fight.
You have an extra spell slot from your tooth,
It's-
right?
Oh yeah. I'll give him a third. Yeah, we'll give him a second level cure wounds.
What's mighty nice of you.
You know, sportsmanly. He's crew. Ooh, rolled well. I definitely healed it all.
Yeah, he's
Plus
feeling
maybe
good.
some of the wounds that he got while during the fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's feeling good. It's like more drinks. I feel great.
Not
All right.
Redneck's great, but great.
Magically great.
Are you going again?
Anything else?
Oh no. I forgot to bet. Because warm up.
Is there
I
another?
can't heal anybody else, so I probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, the minimum bet is 1. So if you didn't call anything, let's see, you probably would have won like. There was probably like 5 people who took that bet just to see it happen, you know. So you got like 5 gold.
I'll pay a gold to watch the Minotaur break somebody's arm. Sure.
Yeah, they're pirates.
Yeah.
Quality entertainment.
TV hasn't been invented. What am I supposed to do?
Right? This is how I grew up. This is just Thursday night. What you do after you kill a bunch of people on an enemy ship. After you ransack a ship, stealing stuff, you hurt each other a little.
Circle of pain. All right.
Was that the last bout?
Yeah. If
Korrim, are you at all injured?
not from the arm wrestling.
Sorry?
I took 3 hit points to my own hit points in the fight. Everything else went to the first toad. Then second toad took a few.
Are
I had
you
one
at all
round.
injured?
No, I had one round where it was just me. Everything I'm gonna get from sleep tonight. I'm gonna be full.
Okay.
Oh, and you know what? I kept that healing spirit out to heal us all after the fight. So yeah, I'm definitely good.
Okay.
Nice.
I was gonna say
So-
you're also assuming you get to sleep before shit happens again.
It's true. Speaking of which, like I do cut out early. Like I recognize that I'm tapped out, and like good day,
After
folks.
the arm wrestling, that's about kind of, it's getting pretty late already at that point. You had
If
to
Rosie
bed then.
wants to wax my horns, I'll let her. Otherwise, I'm going to my hammock. Take that however you want.
Oh, make a charisma roll.
Do it. It'll be funny.
12 with the modifier. My negative modifier.
I'm gonna give her an intelligence check here.
We have opposite stats.
I've rolled a 1, a 2, and a 3 so far in this game.
That bodes well.
So yeah, Rosie is interested in some horn waxing and fade to black for whatever that means.
What? Wax my horns? What's that even mean? I hold out the actual horn wax and then just give her a shrug. Fade to black.
All right, unless there's anything else that evening, it will cut to the next morning. Doesn't sound like any of you drank excessively.
Oh no, Key absolutely did.
Okay.
Yeah, no, like after telling their grand story, Key has just been fucking getting wasted.
I drank half my red solo cup, if you get my drift.
All right, Key, can you make a Constitution save?
Yeah.
Or
sure.
yeah, Constitution. Yeah, save.
Does my good berry help at all?
What's that?
My good
Does the
berry
good
help?
berry help?
Yes.
Does it? Okay.
In what way does it
Doesn't
help?
say so in the spell, but
I can't. Remind me what Goodberry does.
it's just
1
a
HP
point
and
that
a day of food.
A day
Yeah.
of food.
it doesn't say so in the spell. That it would
Oh,
help
I
me.
see. Yeah, I would. It's like a +1.
Okay, so that gives me a 15.
15.
Yep.
Yep. You recover. You recover well from a night of drinking.
Heck yeah.
Do you drink much, Korrim?
No, like I said, I cut out early.
That's right. All right, so morning breaks, and not quite as early as usual, but the crew is roused by Scourge, and Captain North is about to address the crew that you captured yesterday. You go up to the lower deck.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do my spell prep and prayers in like just pre-dawn, in that hour before dawn. That's when I do when I have my time. So I'm definitely up.
Okay.
Same here.
Key gets up probably at the very last minute, but doesn't want to miss all these people just getting, I don't know. I guess this is kind of humiliating. Seems like it'd be funny.
And y'all can, Captain North emerges from his quarters and with his looking rather charismatic and white shirt with the chest open, swings over to the other ship to address the crew. Do y'all go over there as well, or are you going to watch from the ship?
Yeah, I'll fly up and I'll fly over. Bloop. I'll hang out over there.
Is he wanting company, or is it just him talking to the...
Some crewmates are staying on the ship and sort of watching from the edge here where they're moving.
I'll actually stay over the other way on our ship.
Same.
I want to hear the captain's address.
You want the front row seat?
Hell yeah. Watching. I'm probably like leaning up on this railing over here.
All right. So he swings over, and his loyalist, most loyal crew members join him as well in that, and he stands up straight and looks at all the captured pirates who are hands tied behind them and kneeling on the ground. Well, we had a good fight, didn't we? We took your ship, my crew and I. I am Captain William North of the Wormwood, and I've had my eyes on your ship for some time. She is a beauty, she is. But now I have the ship, and you have a choice. That is, you have a choice if you're orphans, for I have mercy upon orphans. Are any of you not orphans? Raise your hand. All of them sort of look at each other, since their hands are tied behind their back. Now, you all have a choice, he continues. You can join me for adventure and a share of the plunder, or you can join the slave trade in our next harbor. And the crew, they sort of muddle over this for a moment, and about 5 of them do their best to stand up and say, "We served Captain Daedalus. We don't care for you. We don't want to serve you. Who are you? You're some half elf." And he's, "Very well, Mr. Plugg, take them down below. When you take this ship to Port Peril, you can sell them." And so,
can I buy a couple? Oh no, no, not gonna interrupt. Never mind.
And the cleric, who had previously been chained up near the helm, like throws himself at the feet of Captain North and says, "Yes, let me serve you." And he as you see him, he's been well. Why don't you make? I think Key is probably the one who could actually see. You want to make me a perception check?
Yeah, for sure. That's a 5.
Nope. So
Yeah. Keep does probably just yell off from like up at their higher point, just be like, "No one likes a kiss ass."
So that's so he's groveling at the captain's feet, and the captain seems to soak this in as it seems appropriate.
I think the captain likes a kiss ass.
So and Captain North, having seen the 5 taken down and the others, Mr. Plugg, cut their bonds and get them ready to join our crew. You'll be taking this ship with a skeleton crew to Port Peril soon. And he swings back over and goes to his quarters. And these guys follow, and Mr. Plugg cuts all of their bonds of those that remain up here. And Scourge, as Mr. Plugg's doing that, Scourge is walking, kind of evaluating the crew, and he taps Gideon, Korrim, not Key yet because he's not on that ship, but and a handful of other folks, and he tells you that you will be part of the skeleton crew on the new ship.
Aye.
Works for me.
As we are getting ready to part ways with the Wormwood, we can take a short break, and we'll be right back. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. This is GameBreakers. We'll be back.